town, I met the grain trains rolling down. Every day 100 trains, every train 100 cars, every car 100 tons, every ton 100 sacks, every sack 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains. Some politicians lacking brains said in voices dripping sweet, we don't really need these trains, railroads all are obsolete. They're union strong, it makes demands, they guard their yards with railroad dicks who kick our cops clean off their lands, do not like our politics. As I was going up from town, I met the grain trains rolling down. Every day 100 trains, every train 100 cars, every car 100 tons, every ton 100 sacks, every sack 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains. So the politicians passed some laws to screw more money off the trains and deeper dip their pudgy paws in more control of railroad gains. The railroad said, get off our land. They went on strike to show their peak. The grain trains stopped their rolling and the city starved within a week. As I was going up from town, I met the grain trains rolling down. Every day 100 trains, every train 100 cars, every car 100 tons, every ton 100 sacks, every sack 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains. Hunger riots burned and rose and battered down the State House door, and all those fat politicos were killed and eaten by the poor. And with the city out of joint and no more politician men, the railroad said they'd prove their point and sent the grain trains down again. As I was going up from town, I met the grain trains rolling down. Every day 100 trains, every train 100 cars, every car 100 tons, every ton 100 sacks, every sack 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains.
Good morning, Minecraft. Wandering Beekeeper here. How you doing? Yeah, it's a different vibe in the morning. My mug and bowl have kicked in and I am ready to rock. Let us go do some trains in Minecraft. I have got some things to show off today. I'm going to be doing the usual thing of documenting what I've been up to in the past week. I have been busy on a couple of things, and we're going to get to the airship dock at some point in the very near future. We are starting as usual in the basic machinery room. This is Minecraft 1.20.1. We are running the create mod suite. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. This is a fabric instance. I'm not much more partial to fabric than forge. I am told that fabric is more efficient. I'm all for efficiency when I am trying to stream Minecraft, because I'm running this entire thing on and I have no commercial relationship here with the brand, on a Lenovo IdeaPad that I got at Costco. I'm running it under MX Linux, which reduces my system overhead and also allows me to have a heat tachometer in my taskbar right up at the top corner where I can keep an eye on it, because running all these different things going on in Create puts a lot of impact on the server. This is why you don't see this sort of setup on public servers, but once in a blue moon. Create servers are really resource intensive, and once you start involving trains, well, I was on a Create server for a bit that had a real network, and they were also having to do a lot of marketing stuff in order to pay for a very expensive heavy horsepower instance. It was taking a lot of cycles to run all this. I mean, just to keep the animation running, the render alone gets pretty hairy. So we're here. Basic tools. The stone cutter's been getting a lot of use. The Create mod itself, and then a bunch of its ancillaries like Create Deco and do interesting things with the stone cutter. This is where we've gotten the decals, the electrical warning signs that you see at the train stations, and the various other things, directional arrows and so forth. Let's see. That's been burned out for a bit. How are we doing on iron? We're let's see. Okay, we got a decent amount still sitting in. I believe I got the loader turned off right now. We got a load of iron in just not that long ago. I've demonstrated the iron delivery in a previous video. We're not going to go through it again. We are going to go revisit our friend the copper elevator because I have made some changes in the elevator. Let me move a couple of things out of the way. I've been putting in signals and have put in a new train station. The trains are halted at the moment. I think, not sure. They may be, no, I left them running. Right, I got to guess that. There is a second train on the line. We'll get to that. We'll get to it. I learned how to use a redstone display link. And so now the redstone contact is under the floor of the elevator and not taking up space in the car. And I am reasonably proud of myself for having figured out how to do this. I work mostly from written doc. I really don't. For someone who streams, I really don't like watching videos to learn how to do stuff. It doesn't work very well for me. I do much better with written documentation. Fortunately, there are a lot of doc on Create, and yeah, that's a display link over there, and that one is set to receive. You can tell by the little disc around the antenna. This is a transmitter over here, and it will pick up the redstone signal generated by the button and generate a pulse that is picked up by any receiver link on the same frequency within a certain number of blocks. The frequency allows me to have this garage door clicker not open that garage door up there. Frequencies are assigned by presenting the display link with two items. The items aren't actually placed on the display link. You'll see miniatures of them, little representations of them. That one of its frequency items is a cog, and what the other is kind of hard to tell. Doesn't really matter. Oh. Trains are definitely running. There's no question about that. I think that may be a train station that I used as the frequency marker there. It really doesn't matter what it is. You don't use up the item. It just tags the display link with it. It's basically it's creating a two-character, a two-item tag passcode. The token goes out with this with these two item tags on it, and the receiver link will only respond if it has the same two tags. And that's how you work the call button and bring the elevator down without having a whole big trail of redstone all the way around. It's done with a clicker, like a garage door. And see, now I can stick the contact into the floor there, put the control unit down on the floor where it really ought to be. I mean, this is a control unit. It's reasonable for it to be here. Um, Putting it over in the corner might be more, over in the corner right by the door where the elevator operator tends to stand. But, this is a self-service, so we'll just click on up. And we have more room in here now because that huge thing is down below us. Isn't that excellent? So, got the art, a little bit of architectural issues sorted and a little bit of technology learned. I have not yet figured out when the elevator arrives, the redstone contact in the floor there lights up. It is generating a redstone signal. It is possible to capture that signal with a display link and use it to trigger another folding door the next block out and put in a proper safety door on the elevator. And I would really love to have an automatic safety door out here. I have not yet figured out how to put in the display links to make it work. That's on the to-do list. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm making advances and continuing to evolve this particular game world into something a bit more, well, a bit more to the actual railroad thing. Let's see, we'll pop up here. All right. The cargo train is in right now. Let me turn off the jetpack a second. Let's see. I put on the Bamboo Express from the last world. I like the little bamboo locomotive. If nothing else, it has that deadhead seat where I can take control of the train if I want to, or I can just get a really nice view out the front and side of the locomotive, which is really useful for surveying the line. I'm going to hang around here for a few minutes here. Oh, we've got a lot of machinery running here. Underneath us, there is the whole thing running that is still carrying the occasional lapis. We may be seeing more stuff going in. Let's go check on the lapis. Pop. Oops. Hover. Thank you. Gee, Josephat. Thing turns everything off. Yeah, it's down to 0. So that's coming in as it's coming in. We're going to click off the unloader here and shut down the transfer system and let the lapis build up in the item vault. There's no point in keeping it transporting when it's just that one every so often. Come on, train. Roll on. This is out of iron. Wanting to take the train up to this place. Not sure if it's gonna run anywhere near the future. Let's see, 226, that's not really enough to fire up the loader. We've seen this before. with the create or extraction mod. I've got a drilling machine down there under the water. One of the really neat things to me is that so much of create... Oh, here comes the train. Let us U down to the front porch and see if the Bamboo Express is here. It is not. Not certain where it is, but it might be worth our while since the cargo train is rolling. It might be worth our while to wait here a moment and see, because there's something moving. That's our friendly little bamboo train. Hello, Bamboo Express. We're going to ride in the back this time and be a proper passenger and go take a seat and just wait a few moments. It will take a couple of minutes for the signals to clear. There aren't a lot of signals on the loop yet, and so the segments are very long, and yeah, it takes a while. I do have semaphores up, so we are getting signals visible from the cab. I think I may have them too close. Whoops. May have them a little too close to the track. I'm gonna have to rethink that. Oh. Pushing the loader maybe a little hard with the teleports and then the train ride. Heat's going up a bit also. Gotta watch that. We will be at the airship momentarily. This is the new train put in for the airship station service. There's the airship coming into view, and the train announcing itself, and we will bail here. Okay, the train's going to be in here for a little while. I'm going to just chill here a moment and watch my heat with some trepidation. We had a little stutter there in the loading, and that put it. Didn't like that. At some point, I should list off. Well, actually, while we're here, and there's the passenger elevator and there's the cargo elevator, I have not built the interior here yet. We're going to hold up just a second here, and I'm going to just, bring this up in order to put a pause sort of on the game, let it run for a second while I go over to another screen here. Oh, don't be that way. Come on, where is it? There's the window I was looking for. Make sure what you're still seeing. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm not going to give you version numbers, but create, and then under create, create : crafts and additions, deco, jetpack, liquid fuel, which I haven't gotten into yet, or excavation, slice and dice, haven't got into yet, automates cooking, track map, haven't generated yet, bells and whistles, does all sorts of neat things with the trains, central kitchen, haven't really delved into much yet, interiors, doing some things with, new age, that's what's giving us the electricity, power loader, using that for the chunk loader that keeps the inventory system that you're currently looking at operational. I have to have a chunk loader next to the crafting terminal that my remote terminal is keyed to. If that chunk unloads, my terminal quits working, and it's really annoying. Steam and rails create structures, which puts a few buildings with bits of create technology in them into the world, so that you can find some loose parts. And sweets and treats. Another one I haven't gotten into yet in this world. I've been really focused on the trains. Food is going to come about as I continue to build out this world, and food in this world will be automated. I do have Farmer's Delight in here as a core mod and supporting a bunch of stuff. And of course, immersive structures, repurposed structures, tectonic and terralith, which has become a favorite. And then I've put in trowels. And trowels, the trowel is a really neat little tool here. And I've got it with the set up with the refill upgrade. Yeah, you right-click with the trowel, and it will just randomly pick a block from your hotbar and place it in the world. You can control the texturing by the placement of blocks in your hotbar. It allows me to randomize the texturing without having to think about it, and I am so grateful for that. That whole texturing thing with similarly colored blocks has been so hard for me, and this is what does it. This is the tool that will do it. I've done my first bit of work with it using brick, cracked brick, and mossy brick to build the walls of the train station. We're going to go look at the train station here in just a second. Let's go on and, that tachometer just don't want to come down. Let's go and start touring here. Bye-bye. Perfect timing. I now can get out of, there we go, fire that back up. I have my compressed air jetpack going in the upper left-hand corner. You can see it's active and it's in hover mode, and I've got a reasonable amount of air in the tank. So let's go look at this first from the inside. This is the entryway level with the train platform, the passenger elevator, which, whoops, dang it, up something. The passenger elevator. Again, contact under the floor. I've got space here for a safety door if I can ever figure out how to operate the full thing. And put the call button on a bit of brass casing to match the brass elevator. The passenger elevator, it's fancy. It also is electrically powered, and we've got not just, that isn't just brass bar, that's that's glass. Brass window pane. Let's keep the passengers from contacting the high voltage cable going up to the elevator motor. I've tried to go with a more or less industrial look here. This is an airship dock. You are coming in to a late Victorian steampunk dock. And train station. So the building is on the big heavy iron supports, and you have the iron-bound windows, and then the cargo elevator back here, which just frantically needs safety doors. I mean, come on, please. Whacking huge cargo elevator. All made of industrial iron. Sheet metal. Getting getting the grain straight is important here. Details, people, details. Let's go look at the outside of this thing because it's kind of an amazing thing. there's an airship up here, okay? Now, the airship was placed by the Immersive Structures mod. It was created at World Spawn. Every so often, you'll find one of these, and it's just absolutely loaded with loot. Let me tell you, it's an amazing damn thing. If you're playing in an immersive structures world and you find one of these and it has not been looted, move into it. I mean, seriously. There's 3 barrels here that were once full of all sorts of goodies. I've cleaned the place out. 3 barrels here. Each of those cabins has 3 barrels. You're going to be making, if you loot the place and you don't have shulker boxes or something, you're going to be making multiple trips. I was having to dump stuff straight into the inventory like, every other cabin. Just fantastic amounts of stuff. And it's just so freaking cool now, isn't it? I mean, this whole huge thing. And yes, the gas bag is hollow. So you could theoretically put something inside the Zeppelin gas bag, if you really wanted to. Here we have the cargo elevator in the top of it. And, it's got glass over it to keep the rain off the motor and off the elevator itself. I'm wanting here to have not only safety doors, but also to have these trap doors flip up, or down as the case may be, when the elevator is not here. And I want to use the redstone signal from that contact over there to flip them up when the elevator arrives. Have not yet figured out how to do that. I'm working on it. Come here. Passenger elevator over here, same basic thing, except that it's got 2 sets of trapdoors that I want to drawbridge. I want them to do that. Haven't figured it out yet. Working on it. That is an electrically powered motor up there. This is not a creative mode thing at all. That is wire that has been run up here from way the heck down below. We are at ship level. Let us go down to the warehouse because I have completed the warehouse. Oh, and we haven't really seen the exterior of the building yet. There's the safety cradle that I put underneath the airship. Got a building down underneath here. Let's give it some protection. The warehouse level is accessible from the cargo elevator, but not from the passenger elevator. On the other hand, I did most of the decorative placement around the passenger elevator so that passengers can see all these lovely supplies being loaded aboard the airship. All sorts of lovely things here, ready to go and be put aboard. And of course, you have to have some empty baskets stacked around here and there. You gotta have some spare bits. Cocoa beans gets thrown in the back for we don't move a lot of them. Why do we have so many? And then we've got the industrial lighting. Oop. Set. Good night. Pop. There we go. So we can see the airship up above us. I need to put signal lights on the airship. Daggone it, there should be red and green blinky lights out on the sides of the gas bag. And then lights up on the tail fin and stuff. Okay, I have a to-do item. I need to put lights on the airship. Wow. That's a thing. I mean, they're in dock right now. They don't have to have their lights on. They should have they're actually, no, there should be dock lights. There should be some safety lights on. Okay, so I need to place dock lights on the hull and on the on deck, and then I need the running lights up on the gas bag. I'm going to be very busy with cage lights. The cage lights come in a lot of colors and several different metals. This is the yellow industrial iron one, but I've chosen to stay with the aesthetic here. Let's see, cargo elevator back on, down. Let's take the cargo elevator to the mezzanine here. This is a point where, I'm thinking about closing off the cargo elevator from the mezzanine. Yep, turn the light back on. Mezzanine has not been built out yet. I want it to be mostly passenger facilities. This is where a lot of the service area is going to be. I'm figuring put the tea room here. Since I've got room for it, I want to put in a proper tea room, and that will give me something to do with some of the create stuff with sweets and treats and slice and dice and central kitchen. I can do a whole food service thing and supply the tea room here. So lots and lots of stuff yet to build and explore. A lot of these mods that I haven't really started developing yet in this world. Been really focused on the trains, getting the trains in. So we got it this far. Let's go on down to the station entry level and go have a look at the exterior and the underpinnings, because there's rather a lot going on here. I mean, you hear that, right? That's a boiler. That's the steam engine of a boiler. So here's the building from the outside. Done a bit of work. It's got some texturing with the mossy brick and the cracked brick. I think it went a little overboard with the mossy brick there in that one area. I've done a bit of exterior work here with wall and stair to try and give it some sort, give it a bit more depth, a little more texture. Some decorative caps over the support pillars and so forth. Whoops, who's coming in? That's which train is that? That's the Bamboo Express coming in. Okay, no problem. Yeah, our semaphore is visible from the cab, but it's too close to the track. I need to move it out a block or two. Alright, let's see. Let's just fly up here and have a look at stuff. Yeah, there's that whole support cradle, just in case. You really, really hope that those two pillars are going to be enough if anything happens. Now, mind you, those two pillars go all the way down to the footing, and down to where all the equipment here is. I have not yet boxed this in. I need to put walls around this, or at least industrial fencing. There need to be stairs coming down here from a maintenance area. But I've got this much in. There's our boiler running. This is there we go. Level 5 boiler, producing 81,920 stress units of torque via 5 engines. much more efficient arrangement. I discovered how to control which direction the damn steam arms actually go. Place the bottom one and get it vertical like this, and then instead of attaching shaft to the next steam engine, attach it to the arm, and it'll go on up and orient the arms automatically. So the entire 81,000 stress units of torque is going through the gearbox into the generator. There isn't room for a stressometer in there. I realized I had forgotten to put a clutch in, and I had to have a clutch in order to build this fool thing. But yeah, here we have the accumulator feeding off of the generator and going off up there to feed the elevator, and over there another accumulator that feeds the cargo elevator. Always put a buffer in between the generator and the takeoff devices. Systems like this. Just basic engineering. Basic good engineering practice. Always, if you can put in an energy buffer, do so. You know, I've got 16 MFE here. I've got 16 meg of electricity stashed in each of these accumulators. If the generator quits working for whatever reason, I have a UPS backup. The elevators will continue working for a while on that much electricity, on that much stored energy. So that gives me a nice bit of backup here. Good morning, whoever joined. Let's go pop up here and then just have another look at the exterior here, because I'm just unreasonably proud of this. I put a lot. This has been most of what I've been doing this past week, is getting this thing put together. The passenger elevator, the cargo elevator, the safety cradle underneath the airship. This all started with just the airship hanging here in the air. And I've built this whole thing underneath it. Rather pleased with it. And we have regular train service here. Regular passenger train service here. Oh, I got some missing windows. Dag nabbit. How did that happen? Let's see. Windows. Oh, there goes the train. Alright. We don't want to take the train back anyway. It's going to run my heat up too much. Already worried about it. There we go. How did I miss that? Dagnabbit, I hate finding a spot I missed. Always happens like on stream, you know? Grumble, grumble, grouch, bitch, piss, moan. So yeah. Train station, airship dock, still working on the interior. I have a whole food service industry to build in order to supply this place. I think I'm going to be busy at the mansion for a while, because I have a lot of empty rooms there that I could put food service stuff into and start putting in the central kitchen stuff and build the sweets, and maybe build sweets and treats off of it. We'll see how it lays out and how it puts together. This will be the passenger entry area. Let's go and ride the passenger elevator here. It's down here. Sure. Turn off the, thank you, turn off the jetpack. Yes, I know I'm standing on catwalk and you're being nervous. That's the cargo train, it doesn't stop here. Mezzanine, ship level. Elevator does not stop at the warehouse level. Goes on up. And up. It goes quite a ways up. I feel I should point out that it does go a long way up, yes. Finally arrives where you can walk across a brass and wooden gangway and board the airship. Yeah, I've got to put running lights up there. And there need to be deck lights better than what's on here. There need to be lights over the side for dock. I need to check the regulations on that. It has been too many years since I was active with the Sea Scouts as an adult advisor, and I never really learned a lot of the maritime regulations. That was the kids' job. That's what they were there for. The Sea Scouts is an amazingly cool thing. It's a part of Explorers. It's branched off Explorer Scouting, and it is for older kids. Sea Scouts focus around sailing, and we had a ship of Sea Scouts. It's called a ship rather than a troop, obviously, for obvious reasons. When we lived in Chicago, on the shore of Lake Michigan, and our Sea Scouts were assigned a sailboat that was owned by the Scout Council, by the Regional Scout Council. And the Scouts did the maintenance on that boat, did all the dry dock work on it, did all the dock work on it, and then got to take it out on the lake on the weekends and sail the boat. The adult advisors sat in the cockpit and gave advice when needed, but the kids took the boat out, sailed the boat around on the lake, brought it in, did all the work. Had a fine old time. Got to go on overnight sails every now and then, where you sail across the lake to Menominee. Do 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 do. I've never been able to say that without doing that. Oh my God, how many years has it been, and I still have to do that? That's a thing. Some things stick with you. But yeah, they overnight sail, and you get to stay in the fancy scout camp or whatever, and then the next day do an all-day sail back across the lake to Chicago. There are times when you're out of sight of land. Yes, it's a thing. Quite an experience for the kids. Great for the adults too, because like I said, the kids do all the work. But it has been a long time, and I don't remember what the regulations are for putting dock lights on the hull of a ship. What sort of lights you're supposed to show when you're in port. So I'm going to have to check and see what the regs are on that, and think about how that might apply to an airship. I really shouldn't be riding this thing around. That's going to put a load on the chunk loader and give me problems. What I can do is bounce off to the fortress, and let's just do a teleport. There we go. This is a repurposed structures result. Yes, this is a nether fortress redone in mostly mossy stone brick. There is stone brick, mossy stone brick, some cracked stone, cracked and gravel and stuff. But yeah, redone and dumped into the ground here. Actually manifested. We're at the top of the thing. This thing goes down a long, long way. And what I'm wanting to do here, I've put a train station here. That's just a temporary placement for it. But there, I've put a train station here. And am intending to put an archaeological dig here. There's going to be probably a couple of pop-ups, something like some sort of tents put up, awnings for over the work tables. There'll need to be a central, more solid wooden building, something to have the offices in. There should probably be an encampment here for people who are staying while they are working. Oh, and I need to get the Bamboo Express to stop here because this will need to be a passenger stop. It won't need to be a cargo stop, but it will need to be a passenger stop. So there will be, at some point, I am planning at least, an archaeological dig at this fortress with, all the stuff, the field, all the field tables with the awnings up over them and everything, and some crates of artifacts. And there'll be a proper train station built here. It's just going to take a little while. But then that's the point of this world is, I'm working toward building in all this stuff, working with what I've found here. I mean, all sorts of interesting. Oh, the railway crew and the archaeologists got into it really big time over this, let me tell you. Yeah, the magic pickaxe went blasting through here, and then I realized, oh, oops. Sorry, kind of took a piece off there. That's awkward. Whoop. Don't be too close to the tracks. Create trains are physical objects and will knock you flying. There is an achievement for the first time you hit an animal with a train. You get a roadkill achievement. There are a number of sarcastic achievements in Create Trains. Alright, we've seen enough of this area. Let me think here. Here we are at the fortress. The rail goes on down here and around, complete the loop, and there's the mansion. Want to start putting in the food service stuff there. Thinking about that. Have the iron extractor there. It needs some work. There should be some sort of housing, a security fence, something. It needs more work on the aesthetic. A lot of effort's gone into building the airship dock this week. That's taken a lot of time. So, yeah, this is slow progression. Slow. You're basically, I'm streaming a build in progress, and just you're getting a checkpoint and a progress report each week, and then we'll see what I do. The airship dock has been my big thing. Getting all that in has taken a lot of effort. Now I have up this way. Where is it? Is it? Oh, there it is. Way the heck up there. We have a coal deposit. I don't have mining on it yet. I've just got a sea lantern marker and a map marker. There's a village I'd like the railway to swing by. That's a hot air balloon. Hot air balloons are placed by immersive structures. They are micro bases. They only have 5 barrels, but the barrels are loaded. Absolutely loaded with stuff. You get 5 full barrels of stuff plus, well, I mean, first you get a heck of a view. If you can get up to this thing, that's going to be, you're going to need some wood to put onto you for the pogo trick. And crafting table, furnace, smithing table, smoker, loom, 5 barrels of stuff, and a bed. It is out of reach of monsters on the ground. It's got a lantern already, so you're safe from spawn here. That's a campfire up there, which not only mimics generating the burner for the hot air, generating the hot air to keep the balloon up. It also generates light to make sure nothing spawns inside the balloon. Handily open at the bottom. Wonderful little thing put in by Immersive Structures. If you find one, I mean, it is a seriously lucky find here, running across one of these. So yeah, there's a village there. Oop. Gonna watch my heat. Teleporting around. Oh, I did already put in some stuff here. That's on a creative motor. Because I ran into a torque problem and haven't sorted it. Yeah, let's pop that. That doesn't need to be running. Come on. We know it works. I had forgotten. I actually did put in machinery here. I need to figure out why this didn't work right. It should have been enough torque and enough rotation, and it overstressed, and I don't know why it overstressed. I'm running a conveyor belt and a display board is hardly anything as far as stress units, as far as torque required. Really shouldn't have been a problem. But this is where I want to bring the railroad. And I want to swing by there. So I need to build an extension. And I'm probably, what I'm probably going to do is put a switch or, a branch here. Leave and then I can put a station up here for the cargo train and have it just completely ignore this loop. It's part of the loop. And I can set the passenger train to alternate going to the airship or the village. Go to the mansion, and then on this trip, on trip A, go to the village. On trip B, go to the airship dock. Easy enough to do with the train schedule. But I got to get rail laid all the way up there and back, and that's going to be a bit of a thing getting all that done. It's a sawmill. Neat little place. Very useful if you need a small building and a few starter resources. Another hot air balloon. Village there I haven't gotten to yet. Well, let us Let's see. I'm going to bounce back to the front porch. Go back to the front. Get you away. And hop in here a second. Okay, let me stop and think for a minute. Oh, hey. Well, welcome, Mox. How you doing? You're using work Wi-Fi. Bravo. Build a better life by stealing office supplies. Scott Adams is a massive asshole, but in the words of an old Kentucky politician, even a blind hog can find an acorn. Kentucky politicians have gotten a few good ones off. Okay, I need to stop and think for a second here. Airship running lights, I need to look up references on, so I don't want to take up stream time looking up references that you're not going to see. I think it's probably time to start looking at Central Kitchen because I really need to get the food service thing done before I try and put in the tea room at the airship station. So, what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to take a bio break. And I will be back in about 2 minutes. I need to go deal with a couple of things, and I will be right back after this brief interlude. And we're back. There we go. Okay. Back to the game. Back to the game, back to the game, back to the trees. Revert, revert. The Devos were not necessarily wrong. Alrighty, let's see. We've got a bunch of room right here, not doing anything. Let's start by popping this up. Well, paint kit is all that comes up. I'm going to flip over to creative for a moment here and see what there is to see. Blocks, it's ingredients, food and drinks. Yeah, that's all base. Sweets and treats. Sweets and treats makes sugar cookies, donuts, various types of donuts, wheat pie base, for a couple of different pies, kinds of pies, chocolate cookie, rock candy, and make like blocks of rock candy and build with it. That's ridiculous. Um, okay, gunpowder cake. That's rather scary. Brass cake pan. We're going to have the brass cake pan to make brownies. Let's see. What goes into these? Let's go cake. Cake pan. First off, well, it's easy enough to make. Is it something I'm going to need a lot of? Well, yeah, I'm going to need a few because I'm going to be doing this with a deployer and placing. To make the wheat pie base, I have to make dough and then use a deployer to put it in. So I'm going to be using some of the industrial equipment. I have to have a spout to make the brownie. Okay, brass cake pan. Fill it with brownie batter and chocolate. My chocolate. Well, what was that I was just saying about cocoa beans not being such a thing? Well, they just became a thing. I need sugar, cocoa beans, and I need milk. So I'm going to need to build an auto milk. Okay. Starting to get an idea of what I'm going to need. I need gardening working with, I need sugar cane, I need cocoa beans, I need wheat. It's a whole process. Oh, absolutely. It's kind of the point. This is industrial processing. That's what Create is really kind of all about. Sweetberry cheesecake, that sounds lovely. And it's all just crafting table stuff. We can just, I'm not going to even worry about that. I'm concerned with this. Now let's move on. Let's see what else we've got here. Great Delight, I've already put to use for the warehouse level. Create New Age has some wonderful things to it, or Excavation Farmer's Delight, Crafts and Additions has a chocolate cake, whoops, and a honey cake, which are up here. And to make the chocolate cake, I need a baked cake base and chocolate. Again, I need a spout with chocolate. I need a chocolate factory. Farm to fancy, factory to table. Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna need a chocolate factory. Oh, we work real hard at the chocolate factory. We start at 8 and we don't get lunch till 3. Oh, that makes a chocolate cake. Baked cake base. Cake base, obviously. Cake base requires a compactor with egg, sugar, and dough. And with no heat compacting, I've already got a no heat compactor I can make this in. Oof. The honey cake is, again, baked cake base, put honey in there. I don't have beehives set up yet. Oh, for Pete's sake. What in the world is doing this? The remote, my desk is haunted. It has an LED strip underneath the monitors that just went into cycling through all the colors when I had it set on static mode, and the remote to it was in my desk drawer. My desk is haunted. I feel like this isn't the first time you've had to become Willy Wonka. That is correct. I have built chocolate factories in Create before, and as a matter of fact, a screenshot of one of them was my original title card before I replaced the image with Kedron Lockcore from the Cobblemon server. Yeah, okay, filling by spout. Ooh, we're gonna need spouts. We're gonna need a whole bloody chocolate factory here. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let's move on. Look here. Make sure I don't have anything else that I need to deal with. Any surprises up here? Okay, this is all non-food stuff. Cool. Cool. Did you know that train track comes in a lot of decorator colors? Phantom train track. Colorful, isn't it? Track. Phantom train track. Easy enough to make. Just put 2 iron ingots on a phantom membrane and it makes 32 pieces of it. Wonder if it glows in the dark. Oh, and the monorail track. I have a whole lot of monorail track, and that's a thing that I've yet to do also. But I'm pushing off the monorail. There will be a monorail from the Sky Island to the next Sky Island down. I want to get this. I've kind of reached a point with the airship dock where I need to build the tea room, which means I need food to put in the tea room, which means I need to back up steps through the process until I reach the farming level. So, next thing to do then, obviously, is to put in a sugarcane farm and a cocoa bean farm. And just think about where I've got space to put them. Walk around here for a minute and just think about this a minute. I want them to be close enough that I need them to be around the other corner. I'm going to need them to be back this way. Close to the beacon, which puts them close to the chunk loader. This is a good spot for automated agriculture. Let's see. All right, time to, first I'm going to get out of creative mode. Time to use some industrial tools here. It gets all the underbrush dealt with. That off for a minute while I'm walking on this. Get another. Oh. Oop, there we go. Waste not, want not. Oh, I heard a good new one here. You'll be surprised, probably not, at how similar the process you're describing is to the process of making pants in Monster Hunter. Having watched a lot of streams of Monster Hunter with Sue, I understand this process. It is, in fact, possibly overly complicated. I mean, I'm deliberately modeling the Industrial Revolution here. You know, I have a thing for that era. It's maybe not a healthy thing, I don't know. I'm very sarcastic about the culture and politics, but I have a thing about the development of technology in that era. And this mod pack is just so perfect for it. Create is the early industrial revolution. You start with water wheels and windmills, and you work your way to building boilers and steam power, but you're still doing the whole Victorian layout thing. If you understand how factories were laid out in the early 1800s and early to mid 1800s, V8 makes a whole lot more sense and is way easier to do a lot with. Once you understand how to organize stuff. Alright, that ought to be enough land cleared for a while now. I shouldn't have to deal with it for a bit. And I've got enough extra dirt if I need to fill in. Yeah, I'm going to fill in a little over here. Let's fill in, even that out. Think about how big this I want to be. Where exactly I want to put it. Centering it right here, not a bad thought. Oh. Thinking about space usage also, and also about visiting zones. Useful concept from permaculture, which, stole a lot of its ideas from the indigenous folks, but did come up with the whole zone thing. We're in zone 1 right now. We're right, zone 2. We're around the back of the house, which is a little more difficult and further to go to get to. I don't know. I visited often enough. It's probably still zone 1. Zone 0 is inside the house. Zone 1 is the immediate surroundings of the house that you're going to visit often. Zone 1 is where you put your kitchen herbs. Zone 1 is where you put the stuff that you need to visit often for whatever purpose, that you're visiting possibly multiple times in a day. I'm not going to visit this thing but once in a blue moon. It can go out this way, and we can put it out in zone 2, closer to zone 2, where you put the stuff that you visit once a day. Let's see. Dirt, 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 dirt. Here we go. And we'll tap the stuff here. In, and let's just get started here. Easy for you to say. Oops. Yeah. Sadly, Bossy there is probably going to end up in the milking machine. Last time I built a full automated chocolate factory was on another server with Life After Beth. She was trying to figure out some stuff about how Create worked, and I came in and built a chocolate factory as a demo piece and walked through some other stuff with the mod with her. Okay, that's good enough. Any more and I'm going to have to clear more foliage, and I don't want to clear more foliage. I'm not done with that. Alright, now I need... Let's see. Well, I got one windmill sail. I'll have to make windmill sail. Or do the creative thing. Only for... don't have a windmill bearing. I have a radial chassis. Yes, I do. I do have a radial chassis, which is good. I'm going to need mechanical harvesters. I'm going to need a portable interface. Sure, I don't have. And portable interface. Yeah, I'm going to have to make some stuff. All right, we start by placing the center of the field here. Let's see, let me stop and think about this, about the design. I need to visualize it for a moment. Okay, we want to put the windmill bearings straight down on the ground. Radial chassis up one block. And we'll put vanes on either side. I'm not going to, all right. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, windmill. Windmill bearing. Need a windmill bearing. There we go. And I'm going to need, well, I'm going to need a stack of this. Let's just go and make a stack. So that was single back. Boom, done. All right, give me smoke planks, and I'll need. Let's go on and make this a diameter of 5. Mechanical harvester. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I need chests. Chest. Oop. Oh, fine. You're kidding me. I don't have any chests made. Bugger all. Alright, let's see. Make a stack of chests out of the birch planks. Have to make more birch planks. I'm not going to need all those, but I'm not going to... There, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, more birch planks made and restocked. There we go. Let's see, next thing up. portable storage interface. Portable storage interface, gonna need 2 of them. What am I missing? I'm missing chutes, aren't I? Which I'm also gonna need more of. Let's just do a stack of those. Throw them in, grab a couple extras. Go. If I'm making things that are components of other stuff, yeah, let's go and make a stack and throw it into the storage unit so that it's available for later. Okay, have I got everything? Sugar cane and water bucket, which I'm going to use in creative mode and just be all shameless about. Okay, wanted to make a diameter of 5. So we'll start from here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and plop it here. Put the radial chassis on top. And we'll take our arm out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And put on our mechanical harvesters. Need a pair of chests. Chest there. Oops, no. It's wrong. Chest backup 1. There we go. Thank you. And portable storage interface then goes. Oops. There. Oh, gotta turn it around. Go. Alrighty. Main part of it. Let's see. Got that done. Need to do collection. Collection is going to be on this side. We are 5. 1. I need. Let's do the chest. It's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 for the gap and the chest. And then I need the chute. And then I need the portable storage interface up on top of the chute. And there we go. Turned around the right way. Okay. Windmill vane, windmill sail. I want to go really minimal on this because I want this to move very, very slowly. Okay, that should about finish the contraption. Think about for a second thing I need to do. Put that there. Thank you. Nice to know. Okay. Is that gonna get it? We've got... I think so. Let's get out the super glue and test it. Super glue. Here. And shoot, I need it to come up to here. No, we'll do that, and then go here and up to there. That should, yeah, that, I think that got it. One way to find out. There we go. We have rotation. We have rotation. Let it come around. Hey, Willamist, how you doing? I am building a sugarcane farm in Create. This is a really basic structure. Really very simple contraption using mechanical harvesters and a portable storage interface and a windmill bearing. Really, 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 like, fundamentally simple. I need sugarcane. I need sugarcane for a thing, and there was nothing in the chest, but it did attempt to connect. Okay, we're good. Let me lock that back down and start planting. I need to go dig holes. You know, it would be much more efficient if I went on and did this in creative mode. Let me just switch over and get the parts I need out. And game mode creative, and I'm just gonna want to get this done here. Okay, let's get this dealt with. Okay. See, one, okay, cool. Got it. That's about got that. Important lesson learned. I've got something similar. I'm not surprised at all. This is a really standard design. I mean, really stock. Everybody does this. You know, it's that or the falling block with the observer. I've got an observer-based sugarcane farm on the Cobblemon server because it doesn't have the create mod. Personally, I think Cobblemon and create would go incredibly well together, but the server overhead would be really nasty. having to sit here and watch my heat while I'm streaming. Don't have this problem with Roots of Pacha on Sunday night, but it is nowhere near as resource intensive as Minecraft. Okay. Everybody ready? Survival. I prefer to play in survival mode, but for something like this, I am not going to be arsed to fetch that many damn buckets of water. Come on. Okay, empty hand. And... Ope? I heard a harvest. That second piece I placed. So we should see a connect. I've got it just about at minimal sail so that it's moving absolutely as slowly as I can get it going. And exchange has been made, and we have sugarcane in the chest. Sugarcane farm is now functioning good. We can move on to the next thing. Lordy, lordy, lordy. I gotta do wheat farming. And wheat farming is gonna be a pain in the butt without... Wait. I have... Wheat farming. Botania. Right. I gotta stop and think about this. Okay. Cocoa beans. Cocoa beans I could do with deployers. I've done deployers before. Thinking about how I want to do this. This is kind of, well, I mean, it takes a minute. You gotta think about these things. Okay, got sugarcane going. I'm gonna need eggs, which means I'm gonna need a chicken shoot. Let's see. Chicken shoot. You put a box above the chute and put a chicken in it, and then, yeah, the chicken sits on top of the chute, and every time it lays an egg, ka-pop. Real simple. Cows, you had to put on a platform with a deployer underneath and poke empty buckets at them. And actually, I could show you that, and I could go look at it and see how I did it. Let me go park my character for a minute here. Been very busy here in the last week, putting in all sorts of new goodies. Earlier in the stream, I went to the airship dock and went through the train station there and so forth. I normally park my character here in the furnace room. Fine, that's good, that's brilliant. We have that for later. Let's see, let's go. Where is the... Let's put that up for a second while I quit out of that world and go over and just go tour the chocolate factory. Quit the game. And I need to launch a different one. Where is... It's in the world builds, and it is Miyazaki 001, I believe. Let's do an edit, and let's end this for a second. Yeah, close and launch. This will take just a moment as I launch a different version of Minecraft and a different mod pack, load up a different world. But I have a chocolate factory. I kept a copy of that world when the server closed down. Minecraft 1.18.2, by the way, for those who are interested in such things. And we'll be looking at it with Create, Chinjifu, and Botania, and a few other things. There's rather a lot going on. Mox, if you're still on, you'll recognize this world. This is the Miyazaki server. The one that you came over to the mansion and said, yeah, there's a lot going on here. There was in fact. I had Mystic Agriculture set up with Ars Nouveau auto harvesting it and all sorts of other stuff going on. Let's see. Loading, 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 loading. Beep, 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 beep. Come on. Oh, bugger, bugger. Come on. There we go. This is a large mod pack. It takes a while to integrate. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on. That moment when the progress bar reaches the end and then it hangs there before it goes to the world load screen. Okay, Minecraft 1.18.2 Forge, 64 mods, single player. Let us look at let's look at Mia Magico 1 and go look at what's going on with this. I think this is the world with the chocolate factory. I hope it is. If so, then I can just go look and see how I did there was a filter. I used smart chutes underneath the cows with a filter for full milk buckets so that I didn't get empty buckets dropping out the bottom. Come on, come on. Oh boy, my poor system's really chugging here. Terrain, and here we are. Okay, we are in the Saki house and apparently a little looped. Let's give it a minute for the world to load up around us. I somehow ended up at the Saki house and feeling a little fuzzy here. Let's wait for these effects to pass. That'll also give it a second for the world to load around me. Stand up off the mat. We whoosh. Okay, let's see. Tap. Is this thing on? It is in fact on. Okay, here we are. Let's go on and get out of the sake house. glassed over koi pond. I had to glass it over to keep the villagers from standing in it. It's, I mean, really. Interesting. Support Cursed Schools. Buy Wonka bars. Yeah, there we go. Bar of chocolate. There's obviously a chocolate factory here. Let's go see. Be the other side of the mansion. Pretty sure. Is. Yeah, there it is over there. All right, that way. Come on. Pick off. Dang that. Hopefully I didn't just F up my... I just F up. Nothing. Okay, good. No trample. Other side of this. There we are. Here I am. The Chocolate Factory. Okay, doke. Fantastic. Powered by a windmill with very poor placement. I really should have pointed it a different direction, or at least, you know, built the building a little differently. The building's got a slot in it as a result. The building is put together with a variety of materials from the Chinjufu mod and various other things. Okay, welcome to the Wonka Works. Yes, I have lampshaded it here. Moxie said something about me having to become Willy Wonka. Yeah, I lampshaded it. Welcome to the Wonka Works. There are, in fact, cows above us. This is a milk tank that is really massive. It's as big as a Create milk tank can get, and it's full. I'm not making enough chocolate here. Let's see. Bounce up and let's have a look here. So yeah, what we've got here for the cows. Oh my gosh, the cows have names. We have Bessie, Pond Lily, and Snorgmunder. And the way it's working here, we have... Yes, there's a couple of creative motors. Get over it. We have buckets of milk being brought across. There's a drain there so that they dump in and drain into the system here. And the empty buckets then are carted up by conveyor belt to there. The deployer sits directly on the smart chute, which is directly above the conveyor belt. It's a very tight build. And a full milk bucket filter on the smart chute. Then we're driving the deployers across here, just with common shaft. And the deployers are poking... Good grief. Get up there where I can get around here. Okay, the empty buckets go into this chest. There's a brass one there. It's... Aha! It's set to accumulate 15 buckets. When it has 15 buckets, it releases them. They go off and are distributed, I'm willing to bet, 5 at a time through the brass funnels. Each one of these gets 5. The chute then feeds into a hopper, which feeds into the deployer, which pokes an empty bucket at the cow. Every now and then, one of those buckets gets filled. The cow is standing on a solid block. The deployer will poke up through a solid block. It'll ignore the block. It's right in front of it. So brass funnels to the standard distributor network. Oh, there we go. That's hucking 5 buckets at a time into each of these. And the milk goes to the tank. Okay, cocoa beans are being harvested by a very inefficient method. I've had to put too many different lockdowns and filters and stuff partly because I got my cocoa beans too close to my sugar. And then that's the chocolate making itself right there. Let's see, for some reason we're not getting any chocolate made. Why not? What are we short on? We're short on sugar. Short on sugar because we're bollocksed up again, aren't we?